start dropping bombs unless you're picking a fight.
Physical unless we were fighting, and when you watch
a minute, unless you'd like to take her drink up to her.
I miss you too, Squeaker. Now you go to sleep.
Version.
I'm gonna shoot out for a little while.
But plays a clarinet unless I say so.
He can defend himself then, unless you're scared.
The team wins.
Team.
You don't go into someone's house unless you're picking a fight. And start dropping bombs unless you're picking a fight.
Nobody's happy unless they're single.
Unless that man is me.
Okay, but everything is not okay.
You must have been obsessed.
Crime. So unless you got some hard evidence, I mean something really.
They'll go right on killing unless we cut off their suppliers. You understand?
In the best max. The man don't play unless he know he's gonna win. In the best max. The man don't play unless he know he's gonna win.
No, it doesn't matter unless it's a boy.
I don't
Matter? No, it doesn't matter unless it's a boy. No, it doesn't matter unless it's a boy.
I don't makes you.
Still here. Unless you want to open the front door for me.
A proper brother to Horatio. So unless you got some booby.
Unless you change the outcome.
We are not equipped for what's.
Unless you forgot what you were doing, you kept going until you...
Unless you want to.
Unless we act now, Earth will be annihilated.
Correct, unless we agreed.
It's like when a girl asks if you want to bang.
You can't. I love you, Katie.
Please, direct.
Unless they close the doors. No one's gonna say, oh.
Boom! Dollar bills, y'all.
Unless you want the HPV. You better
Confirmed. After I understand once you're ready.
Don't hurt him. Aw. Anna likes the dishwasher.
Oh, we're not.
Unless.
No.
Bo, I have a rare and unique.
Can I turn her on too? I mean, I don't know, unless she's faking it.
I think every...
I am not going in there.
Yeah, unless there's a spot in a 24.
Work for them, or like you get to talk about like, oh, what...
Unless you completely use it in a trailer effectively or in the
Guy unless he wants to be found.
Excuse me, sir.
So less and less we've been able to use our imagination because everything.
Conversation, Donnie.
Unless you poison her.
Start dropping bombs unless you're picking a fight. You don't go into someone's house unless you're picking a fight.
Starving. You'll starve again unless you learn the meaning.
I knew, unless I went to HBO for a miniseries.
No allotment for a new motor, unless George, you know someone wants to buy it. New motor, unless George, you know someone wants to buy it.
You're bound to see him there. Unless that human being...
I can't focus unless the gun is on the table.
What do you want from me?
Unless you think your wife.
Looking at an amputation or death unless you jump to the job.
Unless, you're doing it for charity.
The audience, and you cannot steal unless you have the nerves of...
Ladies, I'm laying down the law.
Unless, of course, there's skunks.
It's just the two of us, Elliot. Unless you plan on going back to...
How much you loan you?
1,500.
I ain't got that kind of cash.
Pull over and listen.
changed everything really. It gave up.
How much for you to walk away?
Unless mine is returned to me.
Ends tomorrow unless we bring charges.
We'll charge him with something.
No one can see anything.
Unless, of course, they have special...
Unless this election, we make the right choice.
Humanity will cease to exist unless you return to the hive.
Unless they can afford them.
Okay, it's a question.
You have 7 days to live unless you make someone out.
Not mourn my own brothers, lest the papers call me...
They had something to hide, some sort of trick up their sleeve. You wouldn't try to trick me with...
It's prize money, and it's not Mike's unless he wins it fair and...
Unless we stop them.
Going anywhere. So unless you want to cause a scene of thorough unpleasantness...
Friend, missed you, mate. Danny's made this world where nothing...
It's very emotional.
Missed you, mate. Missed you, mate.
I missed you too, Spud.
It was really fantastic hearing...
Money, unless you really want to beg for your job back. You really want to beg for your job back.
I'd rather sell my...
A little later.
There it is.
Unless, Mrs. Ravensdale, you want to whip...
Unless first we dream. And I have dreamt, Mummiji, and...
Can do to you.
Unless you are referring to how cheese...
Unless with a girl like that, he might as well put a bullet in him. Unless he makes our case.
Do we? I'm dead.
Promise me you won't move on John unless you know for sure.
Okay. Well, unless anybody has anything else they want to shoot.
Unless you're stupid, you know what to do.
I'm sorry if I'm...
Less a movie about The Shining and maybe more about...
Unless they see a gun on that camera, they don't believe that it's a robbery.
Unless we want to hire professional safecrackers.
Which we don't.
Take a lot to kill a person, I guess.
Maybe we could start it off.
Run in the finals unless you're recovered.
Unless we go out there and we hit him hard and we hit him
about things unless he needs to be adamant about them.